Welcome to Playfully Orange, our conversations on Thursday about arts and culture in Central Florida. Sorry for any that joined in live right at 1 o'clock and had a little flub. But here we are, and I'm glad to have my guest, Andrew Minear. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, Andrew, you are forging ahead with the lot of promotion of choral music here in Central Florida. How did you get started? Did you grow up in a musical family?
I did. My mom was a music teacher and later became the fine arts supervisor for Orange County schools. But my dad and my brother both musical also. Some of my earliest singing memories were in church. I grew up at St. Luke's Episcopal Cathedral in downtown Orlando, and with such great hymn singing. And we would kind of change parts each verse. I would take soprano one verse and alto the next verse, and later as I got older, I could take some tenor and bass eventually. And we just grew up singing together. And there at the cathedral, I was a part of the Orlando Deanery Boy Choir. And I really credit that choir experience with Murray Somerville and later with Ben Lane with really giving me a foundation as a musician, as a singer, as a choral musician, and so much repertoire. We did all of the great Anglican choral music. And then that led me to singing in high school at Winter Park High School. I'm an Orange County Public Schools graduate. And I sang with an amazing choral conductor, my teacher there, Trey Jacobs. Was super inspiring, incredibly musical. And it was during that time that I decided that I just couldn't not do choral music. There were other things careers I thought about maybe going into, but when I imagined not doing this, I couldn't imagine it. So that's why I decided to go ahead and audition and go to school for music. And I ended up majoring in music education at Florida State University, which led me into what's been a really fun and rewarding career in choral music.
So after Florida State, where did you go, or how did you start your career?
So I came back to Orlando and I got my first job teaching at a middle school here in Orange County, at Southwest Middle School. And then at the same time, I was working with the old Orlando Children's Chorus, with the Orlando Chorale, which is a community choir that was existed for several years as an assistant there, and also back at the cathedral. This time, instead of as a chorister, this time as a conductor of the youth music there during those years. And since then, I ended up going and teaching high school, which was kind of my original dream as I was going into college in the first place. And I got to teach at my alma mater high school at Winter Park for some time, and then at Dr. Phillips High School, the home of the visual and performing arts magnet for Orange County Public Schools, and had a really rewarding number of years there. And then after that, I went off to do my doctorate degree at Michigan State University in choral conducting, and with the dream of becoming a college professor. And that is in fact what I was able to do. After that degree, I was the Director of Choral Activities at the University of Alabama, and was there for some time. And then recently, in sort of in the middle of 2020 pandemic year, ended up coming back home to Orlando to be close to family. And I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do, but I did have this dream that I've had for a long time. And I thought that maybe this is the time to go forward with it. So what was a very busy professional calendar with conducting engagements and presentations around the country and overseas that summer ended up being wiped clean. And so I used all that suddenly free time to do all of the legwork and make sure all of our I's were dotted and T's were crossed, and get ready over the course of that year to launch this new organization called Orlando Sings. And it's been a really exciting launch this inaugural season.
So you're saying there wasn't a lot of choral music happening during the pandemic? A lot of people getting together and singing?
Well, so COVID certainly limited community singing for sure. And there was actually a lot of choral singing that happened throughout the pandemic. It just looked really different than what we were used to. And so a lot of us learned a lot of new technological tools, digital tools on how to collect and individual recordings and how to put these videos together and create these virtual choir experiences, or record in outdoor spread out settings and do virtual concerts. And we, as a choral community, were just determined to find a way through, to find our path through that. But nevertheless, I think I can speak for all of us that love choral music. There was definitely a hole in our hearts. We were really missing being together in a room and just being in that sound, being surrounded in the harmonies, and to make music with people that you love. And we always use the term our choir family, and Orlando Sings, and a lot of the groups that I've been a part of over the years. And there's just really something special about not just the music itself, but the spirit of the ensemble. And
tell us about Orlando Sings. It's more than just a choir.
It is. So Orlando Sings is an umbrella organization that is producing a number of choral experiences. So far we have launched with our Orlando Sings Symphonic Chorus, and that's a larger chorus of sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses. And that group is really focusing more on choral orchestral music, or whether it's with a full orchestral ensemble or a small group of instruments. And also we do some things that are a cappella and things too. And that choir, so far we're doing some of the great masterworks, some of the great composers of history, as well as music that is brand new and just having been composed in the last couple of years. And we also have a fully professional chamber choir called Solaria, or the Solaria Singers. And we have just some of the finest singers in Central Florida. And that's something that is somewhat unique about this professional choir, in that some of the other professional choirs around the United States have a model where they fly in singers from around the country, and they come in for an intense period of rehearsals, and they do their series of concerts, and then they all fly home. And one thing that I'm really interested in doing through this work is supporting and lifting up locally based artists. And so I'm really proud that our organization is hiring and engaging our singers that are based largely here in Central Florida. And we have singers that are professional singers in the theme parks and in churches and various institutions around the community. And that choir is also doing sort of a blend of brand new music as well as historic music. And we also are really interested in multicultural music and lifting up the voices of all the diverse life experiences of our community. We're really fortunate in the Orlando area to have such a diverse community. And so that's another thing we're really interested in doing, is programming music that truly represents the diversity of our wonderful, rich community. In addition to those two ensembles, we have two outreach programs that are in the works that are slated to launch later this year. One is the Senior Singers, which has both a choral experience track as well as what you might think of as a music therapy track, what singing experiences for people who are living with Alzheimer's, and then the choral track for any of our retirees in the community that are looking for a really great choral experience. And
is that an audition position?
No, that the Symphonic Chorus and Solaria are auditioned, but the Senior Singers is not auditioned. Anyone is welcome to come and enjoy singing together and making music together, creating beauty together. And then our other final project I'm excited to share about is the Orlando Sings Street Choir, and that is a choral experience for people that are experiencing homelessness and other extreme living conditions. And this is really inspired by the Dallas Street Choir. Jonathan Pallant has started a really inspiring program there in Dallas, and the Dallas Street Choir has since performed in Carnegie Hall and done some really amazing things. And so I'm really excited to bring this to our community in Orlando.
Well, Andrew, it's been great talking to you. Time goes fast. and appreciate you and all you're doing here in Central Florida with choral music. Thank you to those of you who are watching this, and look for every Thursday a conversation about arts and culture, and on Tuesdays also I do a Diverse Orange about diversity here in Central Florida. Thank you.
Thank you. See you at the Choral Festival.